I want y'all to be affirmative in your actions. I want you to be affirmative in all of your actions. Okay. See that word of affirmative. Um, they define it as something that's valid or true. You feel me? So I want you to be affirmative in all of your actions. And in the midst of this Supreme Court case and everything that's going on in this political climate, it's very important that you are affirmative in all of your actions. Okay. First of all, let's look at something. I know a lot of y'all who are down with me probably have been wondering how I feel about the Supreme Court ending affirmative action in college admissions. Okay. For those of y'all unfamiliar with the matter, basically affirmative action is something that came down through 60s and 70s to try to remedy or make up for past discrimination against groups such as Black people, Latinos, and white women. A lot of folks don't want to admit that. But yeah, part of the purpose of affirmative action was to make up for prior discrimination against white women. Okay. But in this ruling, basically they're saying you can't take race into account uh, when talking about college admissions. You know, because basically some institutions, let's say that here's the example that you got a kid who's got like a 27 on the ACT. Where I'm from, you know, I'm from Mississippi, y'all. Down here we take the ACT. I know a lot of places around the country y'all take the SAT, but down here we do the ACT. So I'm gonna roll with that. All right. So let's say you got a kid with a 27 on the ACT, white male, affluent neighborhood. Okay, and you got a kid from the gutter, but he got like a 21 on the ACT, and he ends up getting in over the kid, the white male. So they calling that reverse discrimination and all that kind of shit. Okay. Uh, but see, the reason why affirmative action was in place is because once upon a time in America, you could have that black kid have a motherfucking 36 on the ACT, perfect score, and he still was not getting into a white school. It didn't matter how great he wasn't gonna get in. You feel me? So affirmative action tried to remedy that, and you know, there are a lot of people who would say it didn't remedy that. Shit, I would say it didn't remedy that either. You know, but that's not what I want to focus on. I don't want to focus on the effectiveness of affirmative action in leveling the playing field for Black people or Latinos or women and nothing like that. I don't want to focus on that. This is what I want to do. I have three things that I want to say. Two of them focusing on how we got here to having a Supreme Court uh, that does these kind of things like overturn Roe v. Wade, that does things like ending affirmative action. I want to talk about that. Uh, and then I want to offer some motivation to young Black people in particular. Okay. But first of all, let's look at how we got here. One of the reasons why we got here is because the Democratic Party sits up there and lets the Republican Party punk it. They do. The Democratic Party be on some real bitch shit and be letting these damn Republicans just punk them, man. Go back. Go back now. Justice Antonin Scalia passed away during the Barack Obama administration. See, these Supreme Court justices have lifetime appointments. Basically, if they don't do no fuck shit, well, they gonna get impeached and then they keep their jobs until they die or until they choose to retire. That's it. So when Antonin Scalia suddenly died, Barack Obama had an opportunity to put his third judge on the Supreme Court. Okay, he's the one that nominated Sonia Sotomayor. Got Elena Kagan on that thing. Okay, and then he offered Merrick Garland, and Merrick Garland wasn't even most times Democrats gonna try to get a liberal justice on, and the Republicans will try to get a conservative. This motherfucker Obama tried to go middle of the road to appease these motherfucking Republicans and get them somebody that they can stomach in Merrick Garland. That motherfucker Mitch McConnell said, fuck that. You don't get to have this seat. You don't get to have this nomination, I should say, because of course the Senate has to approve. You don't get to have that. We're not gonna allow you to have a nominee in an election year. That's what it did. And the Democrats being on some arrogant shit, just assuming that Hillary Clinton was gonna win, just went along with the shit. But then when Donald Trump won, it was but that seat held by Neil Gorsuch, that should have been Merrick Garland's. But the Democrats wanted to play pussy. That should have been Merrick Garland's seat. Oh, well, it was during an election year. No, Republicans don't give a fuck about that. You know how I know they don't give a fuck about that? Because in 2020, that was an election year as well. And what they do, they go Amy Coney Barrett got on the Supreme Court. So Democrats got fucking played. Being pussies. Letting Mitch McConnell turtleneck motherfucking ass play them like some pussies. So that's one of the reasons we got here. The Democrats don't fucking have a backbone to fight for what they want. Republicans gonna do what the fuck they want to do. When they get in office, they're gonna deregulate, they're gonna pass some tax cuts, they're gonna nominate fucking conservative judges. They don't give a fuck what your opinion is of them. They're gonna do what they want to do. Y'all Democrats need to start fighting fire with fire. Be on some gangster shit for righteousness. You're getting played right now. That's one of the reasons we got here. Number two, the Electoral College. The Electoral College. See, I said that the Democrats assumed that Hillary Clinton was going to win, and it's kind of part of the reason why they just went along with that shit that Mitch McConnell was pitching, because they felt like, okay, they won't give Obama this other nomination. Hillary going to win anyway, and Hillary will nominate somebody. But that motherfucking Electoral College said, no, no, no. Hillary won the popular vote. Nearly 3 million more people voted for her than Donald John Trump. But she never became president. His ass did. So at what point Does the Democratic Party say, we got to do something about this? We got to try to get this shit changed. We got to do away with the Electoral College. It did just in my lifetime. It's bit them in the ass twice. Shit, within the last 20 years. Wait, it's 2023. 23 years. It's been them in the ass. In 2000 election with George Bush versus Al Gore, George Bush lost the popular vote. And what we have followed that, a disastrous presidency. 2016, Donald Trump lost the popular vote. What we have followed that, a disastrous presidency. We should have that shit. And we're supposed to be the world's greatest democracy. That makes no fucking sense that we have an electoral college. That we don't just choose the motherfucking president off popular vote. That's how the states do it. Imagine me having to explain to a young person that, this other person has more votes, but they didn't win. That's fucking stupid. But that's part of the reason why we got here. A person who was not chosen by a majority of the people is the one who got to put 3 judges on the Supreme Court for lifetime appointments. Now you tell me if that fucking system makes sense. Lastly, I want to speak to all the young black kids out there. Because in this moment, there's a lot of shit floating around out here and people talking about reverse discrimination against whites and Asians and shit. And the elephant in the room is white supremacy. That's what the elephant in the room is. The elephant in the room is that a lot of these black kids at these colleges, especially your quote unquote elite colleges like Harvard and Yale and Stanford and Duke and all these motherfuckers. The thought is that you don't deserve to be there. The thought is that you don't deserve to be at any of these PWIs. That's what the thought is. That's what the thought is. That's what people are saying. But I want to tell you right now, you remember this shit. You are not inferior. You are not inferior. Don't you dare buy into that shit. Don't you dare. I do want you to be aware that many think you are. And I want that to light a fire under you. I want you to use that negative stereotype of yourself as fuel to motivate you to be affirmative in your actions, to be true in all the shit that you do. Because you got a built-in motivational, you got built-in bulletin board material when you born black in America. It's off top when you come out with as a part of this race, as part of this culture, with that skin that you have. Automatically, motherfuckers think you inferior, think you are intellectually inferior to them. So it's incumbent upon you to prove these motherfuckers wrong. You gotta bust your ass. Every test they put in front of you, you gotta try your best. And yeah, a lot of these tests that they put in front of you are Eurocentric, okay? Meaning the test is based on the culture of people who are of European descent. So it's skewed against you. And that's fucked up. See, to be successful in this society, we have to know about the majority culture, and they ain't got no shit about us to be successful. It helps them to know shit about us, but they don't have to. It's not a requisite. We is a requisite for us. If you really finna get some real money, you got to know white culture. They don't have to know shit about your motherfucker ass. That motherfucking ass, excuse me. They don't have to know shit about you to be successful. But that's you can do it. Many before you have done it. Many before you have done it. So just let it light a fire under you. Okay, I'm speaking from experience. I graduated from PWI. Don't let these motherfuckers tell you you can't do shit at the PWI. I graduated and I whooped everybody ass. Whooped everybody ass. You feel me? With no Harvard or Yale and no shit like that. I couldn't leave the state of Mississippi. I needed to stay around to make sure I was close enough to be with my family. And plus, uh, as I've said before, if all our greats leave here, you know what I'm talking about, who gonna be left here to fight the good fight, you know what I'm talking about? But I graduated from a PWI and I whooped everybody ass. You see that shit say highest honors. So they all black, white, Latino, Asian, everybody got their ass whooped. Don't judge me by how you hear me talk on these publications, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking in my native tongue when I'm on here. You feel me? As I've said before, I speak 3 languages. I speak street English, standard English, and I speak a little Spanish. Un poco. Okay. So don't let how I talk on this platform fool you. I'm fucking brilliant. And you are too. You just have to figure out what your true gift is, what your true calling is. Okay. See, when I studied psychology, we learned about the theory of multiple intelligences. See, there are numerous ways of being brilliant. It's not just one thing. It's not just a SAT score, a ACT score. It's not even just scholastic. Okay. If you have some kind of gift, you just got it. But you got to figure out what that shit is and stop trying to uh be what you want to be and figure out who you are. If that makes sense. I'm saying you 5'6", you can't run fast, you can't jump, but you want to be LeBron James. Now you might want to be LeBron James, but that ain't who you are. But you probably have some gifted hands. You might be the person who can pull off some surgery that hasn't been done yet. You might be the neurosurgeon that does something in the brain. Somebody couldn't get this procedure right, but you have that gift. But your ass was too busy trying to be LeBron instead of being you. That's what I mean. Figure out who the fuck you are and be affirmative in your actions. Be true to yourself. And don't let these motherfuckers try to tell you what you can or cannot be, or try to act like you are inferior to them. Fuck them. And if they don't want you in their schools, fuck them. You can go to somebody else's school. I'm sure HBCUs are welcoming you right now. If they were made for in the first place, these motherfuckers didn't want us in those schools. You feel me? I went to a PWI and I don't regret that. That's what I needed at that time in my life. I'm from an all black community. There's only one more white person on my side of the tracks. So I needed to see another side of life. My high school was diverse, but it was a lot of upper middle class people. You know what I'm talking about? So that wasn't even real life. My PWI that I went to, University of Southern Mississippi, that shit was real life. That shit opened my eyes. I needed that. You wouldn't see the person you see right here if I didn't have that. You feel me? But if those institutions don't want you, fuck them. Fuck them. Go to where you be loved. Greatness comes from there. Dr. King came from one. He's a GOAT. He is a GOAT. Many others. You feel me? But I want you, no matter what, to be affirmative in your actions, young people. And I want the Democratic Party to stop playing pussy. Stop letting these Republicans punk your motherfucking ass. Stop it. And can we please get rid of the dumbass Electoral College? It makes no sense. We would not be here if it was not for that. So instead of all getting online and doing all this crying and complaining and shit and posting, hell, Elon Musk motherfucking ass over here limiting what the fuck you can see over here on Twitter. So shit, get off of that bitch, quit wasting time, goddamn it, and go make some change. Go be affirmative in your motherfucking actions. One.